Hey guys, so funny story. I just finished a 5-mile run. I was gonna record a vlog for you guys this morning, so I've got my camera out, started the vlog, and ran 5 miles recording myself while I was running and the scenery and talking to you guys about all kinds of stuff, and got back and finished the run and hit stop, and it says failed to save. So part of learning new technologies, I guess, and new ways of doing things. But anyway, I wanted to just shoot you guys a quick message, and I'll try again with a longer format next week. But I just finished a run and just want to kind of reach out this week. It just went by so fast. This all happened. It all came on so fast. You know, I feel like it was about, I think it was Wednesday of the week before, Wednesday night, I wrote you guys the first email about COVID-19 and just saying we were going to be cleaning extra and keeping things as normal. Don't come to class sick, that sort of thing. And a few days later, I was writing you on a Sunday night before the week started saying, making the decision that we were going to go to no contact this week and keep training, but keep distance and just work on movements and solo drills and forms and stuff like that. And we only had one day of that. We just had Monday of no contact. And then Monday night, I got home and read the update from CDC and the president recommending that, or asking that no groups larger than 10 get together. And we made the call to go ahead and suspend all group classes for the week, and that we would go from there. And then we started filming videos like crazy. I'm exhausted from this week. We went all day, every day, just filming videos for every course. We've got four courses online that we're updating regularly: Little Dragons, Juniors, Filkinjutsu for young adults and adults, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for kids, teens, and adults. So we've got tons of content on there already. I see a bunch of you logging in and using it already, so please keep sending me messages and emails and comments. Just let us know how it's going at home, and if there's videos that you want to see that aren't up there yet, let me know. We've got a whole list of stuff that we're filming. Last night I put up a whole bunch of solo drills in the jiu-jitsu course, so if you're a jiu-jitsu student and or not, and I put a bunch of them in the Kempo and kids classes too, and you don't have a partner at home, there's a lot of stuff that you can be doing all by yourself. A lot of these movements take tons of practice, and stand-up martial artists know that already. All the Kempo students know that from your forms and combinations work and working on your kicking skills and stuff. A lot of that stuff can be practiced with no equipment, no partners. Just need to go in and do the work. But jiu-jitsu guys sometimes go like, well, how am I supposed to practice without a partner? And really just got to get down and get on the floor and practice a lot of the movements. So I've put a ton up there. I'm not done yet. We've got a lot more to film, but we're not even close, of course, to having the entire curriculums up there. But we've got a lot of the stuff that students would have been working on this week, so you can be practicing that at home. This coming week, PMA would have been closed for spring break anyway, so we'll be closed. I'm planning on taking some time and spending time with the family. We were supposed to go to West Virginia and visit my sister, but of course we canceled our trip, and had a few other fun things planned with the kids that we've canceled, and they're bummed, but you know, I'm going to be home all day every day instead of here all day every day, so we'll get time together, and that'll be really good. And then we'll get right back to it. I would imagine we're going to be closed after spring break, but it's hard to say right now. I don't know if this is going to be a couple weeks, a couple months, but we are exploring all kinds of opportunities to try to keep you guys training and your progress moving forward as we're closed. So log on to pmavideos.com if you haven't yet. Start exploring, send me messages, let me know what you want to see if it's not up there yet, and we're going to do our best to get to as much as possible. As far as the whole situation goes, I think the first thing everyone needs to just kind of do, and I, myself included, was just kind of accept what it was. Is at first I felt like I was kind of in denial, like, no, we're not gonna have to close. As you guys know, I hate closing the school down. I'm here just all the time and love so much teaching you guys and being on the mat and training, and so closing the academy down is heartbreaking for me, but it is what we have to do for this situation, and it's nothing like I've ever seen before. I was telling somebody yesterday, it's, you're in a weird spot when the thing everyone keeps comparing it to or referencing it to, nobody was alive for. They're talking about, some flu in the 1900s and stuff like that. We have no idea. This is unprecedented, and it's just a strange time to figure everything out. But with that said, when we have so much technology that we can do things that have never been done before. And, having these videos and ability to train from home has been something I've wanted to work on for so long. I've got students that I know some of you guys are probably watching from, Seattle, hey Madeline, or St. Louis, hey Gracie, Massachusetts, hey Bug. We've got people around that go like, man, I really wish I could keep training when I wasn't there. And obviously you can, but it's going to be a whole lot easier now with these videos. And the thing, as a lot of I'm a precision nutrition coach also. And they wrote an article a few years ago called The Pause Mentality that I think is just super applicable for this moment. They talk about how you shouldn't ever, when stuff like this goes on, you should try to avoid, not shouldn't ever, you should try to avoid pushing pause on the things that are important to you in your life. So your health, your fitness, your martial arts training, whatever it is that you do to stay healthy and in your life. Avoid hitting the pause button when stuff goes crazy. Sometimes it might not mean you can do everything. For example, this week we can't come to class, but there's still a lot of stuff we can do. And that, I think it's just so important that you don't end up going, I guess I'll just wait a couple weeks or a couple months or whatever, and I'll start back fresh when all this passes over. So what are you going to do instead? What are you going to do with that free time? You're going to allow yourself to lose all of the work that you've worked so hard for? Are you going to let yourself slip with your health and fitness and nutrition and gain weight and lose strength and lose flexibility? And you're going to make your work so much harder when you come back if you don't stay with stuff through this process. So try not to hit the pause button. And I think one of the easier ways to do that is going to be to set a routine. It's going to be a weird routine, a different routine, but do the best you can to set a routine and stick with that. So maybe if you were a parent bringing your kid to class, Little Dragons class on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock, maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock, you put the PMA videos up on your phone, tablet, computer, TV, whatever you could put it on, and have your kid train from there. Be nearby. Some of the drills, it'll be really helpful if you're there to help them or to hit them with a target or a pillow or something like that, or hold something for them to punch or kick, or get on the floor and grapple with them. It's going to help them a lot, and I think you're going to have a blast too, and it's going to be a fun thing you guys can do together. So we're seeing good feedback so far from parents that have got down and practiced with the kids. So do that. If you're an adult and you've got someone at home that'll practice with you, that's great. If you don't, still, if hey, I'm a Kempo student that trains at 6:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 6:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays, log on, get to work. Or before you know it, a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, you forgot about it, you forgot to practice, and now, you start to get out of your routine. So I would set a routine, whatever that is. Maybe it's 5 minutes a day, maybe it's an hour twice a week, whatever you can do, and get on there. I think the format we're using so far on PMA videos that seems to work well is I'm recording separate videos for each technique and popping them up there one at a time. So you can have little, maybe it's a quick 1-minute video on how to do a certain strike or a certain movement on the ground. Maybe it's a 10-minute video on how to execute a form in Kempo or something like that. And that way you can go through at your own pace and when time allows and digest those techniques one at a time. I'm also considering maybe starting next week doing some workouts from home with my family. So Brittany and the kids will jump in with me, and we'll focus on mobility and martial arts movements, animal movements, yoga poses, all stuff that you don't need equipment, you don't need a gym, you don't need a partner, just stuff that you can be doing. There's so many martial arts movements we all need to work on that I feel like maybe if I put them in a workout format too, that you can log on, and I'll make them quick, maybe 15, 20 minutes. If we have time, do some longer ones too, but the kids can jump in too. So if you have kids at home that train, they can do it and you can do it with them, and that'll be fun. If you train and you have kids at home that don't train, they can jump in and do some of it with you. So a lot of us are going to be in these different situations where we're all at home together, and finding ways to work out and exercise might be different, but I still think it's doable, and maybe you just have to change the way you look at it. When you think about your immunity and health, it also might make sense at this time not to be, some of you might be bummed that maybe you can't go to the gym and push yourself as hard as you normally would with weights or with your running or coming to the dojo and training really hard at the dojo. but maybe it's a time to step back and focus more on your form and slowing things down and working out and exercising, getting your blood flowing, getting a sweat going, but maybe it won't be as hard of a push as you normally get without your normal accessibility to stuff. But not only is that okay, it can actually be really good. And if you focus on still exercising, getting a good sleep, and eating good, healthy foods, that's gonna actually help us at this time too when we're trying to stay healthy, avoid getting sick and stuff. Your body's more susceptible when you're burnt out and you're not sleeping right and you're eating junk food. And sometimes too, when you work out too hard and you overdo it, you might be a little bit more vulnerable. I know I feel that way sometimes where, you overdo it. I remember as a teenager, sometimes in the middle of wrestling season, a bunch of kids getting sick. And of course, wrestling season lined up with cold and flu season, but it felt like they were more vulnerable too, just because of how hard wrestling practice is. You're exhausted all the time and you're not eating healthy, you're cutting weights, you aren't eating as much food. So I think this is a time you try to go in and get back to good, healthy habits. And maybe that'll be a silver lining here, is an opportunity for everybody to hit the reset button a little bit and focus on good, healthy habits. So routines, acceptance, healthy habits, get back to training when you can. Let me know. I want to hear from you about what videos you want to see, what you're enjoying. So comment, send me emails, send me messages, whatever you want to do is great. And I want to see how everything's going for you. So this is a quick attempt at a vlog. It was a longer 5-mile run, but technology got in my way. I'll try again next week. And I did my 5-mile run, but originally I did it with you guys, and I thought I was going to fast forward so you could see all the scenery and whatnot. There was nobody out. I ran down Warehouse Road and Melton Lake Drive, and it was virtually empty. I passed a couple other runners, and we gave ourselves the full distance on being other side of the road, and it was great. So get out there, go for a walk, exercise, practice your social distancing. Let's flatten the curve, get this thing beat as soon as possible, and hopefully we'll be back in the dojo as soon as possible. Try to stay positive, keep training, and I'll check back in with you guys soon. All right, see ya.